Welcome back to the Flash by Night channel, and welcome back to Keeping Up with the Comics. Today, we are keeping up with Taskmaster, issue number 4, and Non-Stop Spider-Man, issue number 1. And as the second book would suggest, we need to get going. So the first book we're going to review is Taskmaster, issue number 4. Now, Taskmaster, the miniseries, has come a long way since issue number 1. I think issue number 1 turned a few people away. It wasn't the Taskmaster they were expecting. It wasn't really the Taskmaster I was expecting. But I found myself enjoying it more after issue number 2 and seeing the lengths that he'll go to accomplish his mission. So for those of you who aren't reading Taskmaster, who aren't up on Taskmaster, he's basically being hunted by the Black Widow because he's been framed for killing Maria Hill. There is a project called the Rubicon Trigger that Maria Hill knew about, which got her killed by someone. And Taskmaster's mission from Nick Fury is to get close enough to imitate the White Fox from South Korea, Phil Coulson, and Okoye, to be able to pick up their motions to access the Rubicon Trigger and find out who's really behind the death of Maria Hill, and also to save Taskmaster's life. So he drops into Wakanda, basically to try and find Okoye and gets himself captured. Part of his plan is to basically goad Okoye into confronting him. So he kind of attacks some of the Wakandan warriors and then ends up having to fight some of them as punishment, and he wins basically. And this leads Okoye to basically say she's gonna do the job herself. And that's how Taskmaster planned on getting Okoye's movements down, and it worked pretty well. He's basically at the end of this book leaving to go back to America to wrap up his mission. But in America, the Black Widow is still waiting for him. This was a pretty good book. I enjoyed it, and I am looking forward to issue 5. So they can unwrap this mystery. The second book I am going to review tonight is Non-Stop Spider-Man, issue number 1. I forwent the A cover. I think forwent is the proper term. So I can pick up this cover of Jonah Jameson basically asking for pictures of Spider-Man. I believe it's an Alex Ross cover. But inside, we get Peter Parker basically in the middle of a chase. These gangs kind of hunted him down, and we find out why throughout the book. A friend of his has a problem, gets himself killed one way or another, and Spider-Man basically draws some gang's attention looking into the case. Meanwhile, he has a second friend, and she may be having that same problem. I don't want to disclose the problem. I want you to check out this book. But she has the same problem, and so he is trying to rescue her, all while avoiding this rich, high-tech gang and not getting himself killed. And the action takes place probably within a couple of minutes. They've got some flashbacks in here, but I think the action itself probably takes place in less than an hour. But the interesting thing about this book is that there's also a backup story that is not really made clear whether or not the backup story is building towards a separate book, or if the backup story is directly related to Non-Stop Spider-Man and to, I think, this gang in the book. But if we open up, we can see that after the story proper is over with, we have a guy who is addressing Hydra and going to lead Hydra to the new age. But that guy is confronted by none other than Baron Zemo. Of course, you know, Falcon and Winter Soldier is coming up, so that can't be a coincidence. But I'm having fun because Baron Zemo says something really funny while he's dressing down this supposed leader of Hydra. He uses a phrase and basically tells him, "Nazi, please." And you got to say it just like that. You can't say Nazi, please. You got to say Nazi, please. But in the end, Baron Zemo says that he is down to basically take out a whole lot of small cells, and kind of leads me to believe that maybe he's not taking over Hydra, but maybe he's eliminating Hydra and eliminating other groups. And the next group he's looking for is in New York. And he says that, where is it? That they have the drip. Now, this gang that Peter is tussling with is kind of high tech. Has some toys, has some things that surprises Peter during the story, and I would definitely describe that as drip. So Baron Zemo may be connected to this gang, or maybe going to find this gang, but we'll have to find out in issue number 2 of Non-Stop Spider-Man. And that was a quick look and wrap up of Taskmaster number 4 and Non-Stop Spider-Man number 1. I enjoyed both books. I think Non-Stop Spider-Man number 1 has gotten a little bit of grief from some people who have read the book, but I enjoyed it. I can take or leave the art and the story proper, but the Baron Zemo backup story art was really good, and I am intrigued by where he falls in this story. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed yourself. I hope that you saw a book you liked. If I missed anything, if you know anything I don't know, go ahead and leave comments in the comment section. And if you enjoyed yourself here, hit the like button. And if you want to keep up with me, keeping up with the comics, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and do all the good YouTube things. And as always, love yourself, love others, read your books, and I will be back in a flash.